Hi, everyone. I'd like to introduce our speaker, Nisha, who's a managing VP at Capital One in charge of enterprise data.
All right. Today, I'm not going to talk technology because I'm sure 4 days, just like me, you're exhausted on technology. So we'll leave that for some other day. We're going to talk about human legacy in this era of disruption that we are seeing, robotics, AI, everything getting automated. And we are all data people here, right? We are in Data Summit, right? Anybody not a data person? Anybody not a data person? I think if you have to hear this talk, you might need that. I don't know, like maybe not. No. Anybody not a data person here? Okay, everybody is a data person. So I'll give you some stats. Remember these stats. And these are from World Economic Forum, a report I read a couple days ago, maybe. So 85 million jobs are about to go away in span of 18 months. Just in 18 months, 85 million jobs will go away. Makes us extremely anxious, right? So much AI, automation happening, and I don't know if all of you attended the keynote this morning with Mark and Ali on the stage. They were talking, there are, I think, certain jobs that might remain, Gardener, or I forget which 3 categories they picked. So while that is a anxious statement for us that 85 million will go away, here is a number that makes you feel good. 97 million jobs will be created through this process. And by the way, this data in the World Economic Forum, I'm not making up these numbers. But here is what we have to do as a human species, because we don't know what these 97 million jobs will be about. Mark was painting some picture of the future, that engineering jobs will remain or will get automated or whatever. But the reality is we don't. And I'll tell you a personal thing. I have 2 girls, 14 and 18. My 14-year-old is actually here somewhere. She is one of the Databricks users. And she started using AWS when she was 6 years old. She's a geek already. I'm worried about her future. But anyway, that aside, she asked me one day, very early on, what do you want me to learn? Which technology do you want me to learn? And this was when she was already doing a Japanese bot, building a Japanese bot for a nonprofit that she works on. And I said, I scratched my head and I'm like, I don't know. Is it Python? Is it Java? Is it C++? I did not know what to tell her. And I literally had to Google, what language should I teach young girls? So I'm part of a nonprofit with her called Bullion Girls in Virginia, where I live. So we teach young girls all the coding languages and good stuff. And then I came across this something called prompt engineering. I don't know if you've heard of it. Prompt engineering is something that is, just now coming up. And I said, hey, you should look up prompt engineering. And then she goes and looks up and she said, isn't this just English? And then I had a good laughter. Of course, this is just English, right? So what we don't know, why I shared that story, I'm a mother raising kids. I'm a leader of a very big organization. 1,000+ people work for me at Capital One. Where I feel like as a leader, as a mother, I still struggle is I don't know what to tell, what skills to pick up. And I think that's the hue and cry. If anything, for 10 minutes, I want you to take away. But I'm going to give you a very simple framework of how to think about it. It's not about Python, Java, anything. It's more about the resiliency that humans can build. And it's a very simple framework I have followed all my career. I was a master's in microbiology. 93, I'll date myself. 93, I did master's in microbiology. I have a patent on treating natural leather with an enzyme I created. I left that, went to C++. Then, years later, learned mainframe because I had to explain how to get off mainframe. So HPNS and IBM, that all learned. I learned last year and a half, co-authored a book on AI. So learned AI. Okay, bring it on. Next technology, bring it on. So this framework is what I'm going to give you in next 5-10 minutes here, which hopefully you can take away through my examples in your own life, whether it's you as a parent or leader, or if you do nonprofit, whatever you do. And the framework is pretty simple because we have learned these letters all our life: A, B, and C. It's a pretty simple framework. And what does A stand for? A is authenticity. Always knowing what you don't know. It's okay. We don't know many things. And as humans, we try to figure out along the journey. And again, I don't know many of you here. I know a few of my friends who are in the front seat. But I'll tell you, again, a personal story. So all my childhood, my dad, who worked for a commercial bank in India, he used to move us from town to town, from metro of India to a village of India to back again to some city. And every few years, we had to make friends. We had to learn new culture. We had to learn new language. And those who don't know India, India is very, very diverse from all aspects, whether it's your language, whether it's your food, whether it's anything. So every few years as a kid, I had to learn constantly. But the authenticity part came from me telling wherever I went in the friends group and accepting, I just don't know. Can you teach me? So that openness, that authenticity from childhood, even till this day, I just turned 51, even till this day has helped me. Because I will raise the hand and say, I don't know something. So this job that I took, very huge job at Capital One, one of the first thing I learned is on Scala. The whole platform is on Scala. And I know zero about Scala. So one of my associates, probably 8 levels down in the organization, sat with me 3 months, taught me Scala. But I know Scala now today only because I raised my hand and said, hey, I don't know. So that's A, pretty straightforward. B is about being bold. So these things are going to disrupt our life every day, whether it's next technology on data. You heard a ton about Gen AI. You heard about many things probably in your journey. Try things. Trying and failing is probably one of the unique skill set as a humans we all have, because we try many things. I don't know about food, if anybody is a foodie here. We try different types of food. I'm a vegetarian, but I have tried so many different vegetarian food all my life for 51 years, just enjoying, and some I will never touch again. But trying is believing for us, right? Because when we taste, when we feel, we are humans, right? When we taste, when we feel, that's when we can reject or accept. So try different things, be bold about it. And C, caring. Care about each other. Collaborate. Human as a species cannot live individually. Teaching each other, one of the best things I like about Databricks as a company is the open source format of them. There's a community. We all care for that community, each other. We contribute back to the community, and we collectively have that authenticity to be able to give back. So this ABC framework have constantly helped us in my tenure. There is a historian I have followed. I don't know if you've read his book, Yuval Noah. He's written Sapien, yeah? Nodding your head, thank you. And he's written a recent book on 21 rules of 21st century. And one of the things he talks about, he is actually the negative of AI. So everybody talks how much AI is going to give positivity. He talks about the negative side of AI. He's a historian, right? So one of the things he often talks about is the amount of time we are spending on teaching artificial intelligence to get better. What if we spend same amount of time investing in all the humans? And 8 billion of us on Earth have so much creativity inside each one of us. So the question for all of you is, which part of this ABC can you apply in your life? If you're working for a company, if you're leading a team, if you're a parent, whichever part of it is how you apply to your life. And I'll end at this. Time is not infinite, meaning things are changing every second of the day. So if you walk away from here and take one thing from this very short talk, is I want you to remember the ABC, and I want you to remember the urgency that, hey, it is up to us to make sure humanity as a collective learn about these tricks faster and teach other faster what it is in this era of Gen AI. Thank you very much for coming.